Okay, this is Kelsey, sector number 4 near north. This is what's left of the Cabrini Green housing project. Everybody knows about the Cabrini Green housing projects. The tall public housing structures were torn down, I understand, years ago. I've been talking to a couple of residents out here. They've been talking to me. I can't really enter the premises. They don't want you on there going inside of there shooting things. So I'm standing really outside of the premises right here. But that's kind of like these are kind of like the row houses, and they don't look bad, you know. This is the near north area. I think Krieger High School used to be over here. I remember playing Krieger. You remember the movie Cooley High? I think Cooley was on this side of town. We played both of those schools when I was at Farragut High School. So this is the area. This is kind of like what it looks like. Near north, what's left of Cabrini Green. And as I said, I'm standing on the outskirts of it. I'm not actually going inside the corridor of the premises. They may not want you in there, but I can shoot like right here. So this is kind of like what it is. Near north, we got black folks that stay over here that need to be linked up to the nationwide unification project, you know. So we can really impact some things if we can do that. So signing off, section number 4, near north Chicago. All right, signing out. Bye-bye. I was just going to come around to the other side. God bless you, man. Let's see if we take care of yourself. Let's stay prayerful. Absolutely. Okay, my brother. James,
constitutionalists, these Republicans. If President Obama were to have said something like that, it would be, as Hillary Clinton said, an outrage outcry all across this country to get him out of office. Michael, that was a great call. I really appreciate that. 877-532-5797. And going back to what Michael was saying about, doing things to hurt people, it's Republicans that are out there trying to take away your right to vote. And that's why Reverend Al Sharpton is heading down south to kick off in Birmingham, Alabama, to kick off Freedom Summer 2014. You need to make sure you log on to nationalactionnetwork.net and see how you can help, even if it's only for an hour. You take some phone calls or shoot some emails to somebody. Do something to try to help. 877-532-5797. Let's go to line 3. EJ joining us from Denver, listening on XM 126, The Urban View. EJ, thank you for joining us. Your thoughts?
Thank you, Mr. Egglejohn. These Republicans are looking, what they're doing now, they want the history books to reflect down the road. They want to delegitimize this presidency because they want the history books. They are looking so far down the road and planning so far down the road. They want to delegitimize this presidency in the history books as well. Those kids from Central America, the main reason they don't want those kids here, those kids will one day grow up, and they possibly will remember the administration that helped them to stay here and vote in that direction. These folks are planning for the future. They're trying to slow down the snowball that's rolling down the hill, that this country in years to come is going to be majority black and brown. And they're gerrymandering, they're doing everything in their power, suppressing the vote. But I am going to appeal to every person that's listening out there today. Get out the vote. I think people in America is going to show the Republican Party in November what we're made out of. We are going to the polls, and we are going to change the face of Congress and hopefully increase the face of the Senate so that President Obama can leave his position with a legacy that he deserves because he's a brilliant man. Thank you so much.
I agree with you 100% on everything you said. And Republicans need to be called out on it. Listen, folks, 2/3, and this is according to a recent poll that was taken by Huffington Post and YouGov, 2/3 of all Republicans in this country believe that President Obama should be impeached. 2/3! Now that is saying something about the Republican Party. And it's also saying that you need to get registered. You need to go out and vote. You better go out and vote. Because these guys are off the chain. They're going to wreck this country if we let them. 877-532-5797. 877-532-5797. Quick break, right back with more Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton after this.
NBC News Radio, I'm Kelly O'Donnell on Capitol Hill, where Congress is racing to finalize a $225 million boost to Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system before breaking this week for a month-long recess. Meanwhile, there are talks of a ceasefire even as attacks between Israel and Hamas escalate. NBC's Martin Fletcher in Tel Aviv.
Israel says it agrees to a conditional ceasefire as long as the Palestinians stop firing rockets, and the Palestinians say they'll agree if Israel stops firing rockets from the air.
Here at home, the NCAA has agreed to settle a class action head injury lawsuit by creating a $75 million fund to check current and former college athletes for brain trauma. NBC News Radio's Tom Stolness.
It preserves the rights of those athletes to sue their colleges or the NCAA for personal injury-related damages. Unlike the proposed settlement in a similar lawsuit against the NFL, this deal does not set aside money to pay players who suffered brain trauma.
This is NBC News Radio. A new study by the Urban Institute shows a third of Americans have debts that have been reported to collection agencies. NBC News Radio's Greg Tansom has details.
The study found that a little more than 35% of people with credit records had been reported to collections for debt that averaged a little more than $5,000 based on September 2013 records. The study points to a disturbing trend. The share of Americans in collections has remained relatively constant, even as the country as a whole has whittled down the size of credit card debt since the official end of the Great Recession in the middle of 2009. Greg Tantum, NBC News Radio, Washington.
China is turning up the heat on foreign technology companies. China's anti-monopoly agency announced an investigation of Microsoft today. It comes after complaints the company didn't publish all of the documentation for its Windows operating system. Microsoft says it will address any concerns the government may have. I'm Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News Radio.
Live from the WVON newsroom.
It's 77 degrees. I'm Robin Lewis. Here's what's happening. The city may be dishing out more than $1 million to pay a settlement in a wrongful death case. The Finance Committee is meeting today to consider a plan to pay Corey Hines' family $1.2 million. A Chicago police officer gunned Hines down back in 2009. He says Hines pointed a gun at him, so he fired in self-defense. An autopsy reveals Hines was shot in the back. A Chicago man who spent more than 30 years behind bars is getting a certification of innocence today. Stanley Rice will have his record expunged. He was convicted of sexual assault charges back in 1982, but he says he was beaten and coerced into confessing by officers who worked for former police commander John Burge. The judge overturned Rice's conviction back in December, and one day later, he was released from Pontiac Correctional Center. It looks like targeted efforts to scale back crime on CTA is paying off. Officials say the number of violent crimes and thefts reported on buses, trains, and train platforms are down by 34% compared to last year. Crimes involving assault, battery, homicide, and sexual assault are reportedly uncommon on CTA, but the numbers stay pretty much the same in those categories. The city has boosted police presence at CTA stops, and all trains are now equipped with surveillance cameras, so to help deter criminals. And the Chesterfield Community Council holds an annual property tax appeal meeting tonight at 6:30 at the Tuley Park Fieldhouse, located at 501 East 90th Place. At this meeting, Commissioner Larry Rogers Jr. sponsors a free tax appeal event for residents in the Hyde Park Township. You can bring your tax bills, and professionals will assist you in navigating the appeals process if you believe your property taxes may have been too high. Commissioner Rogers joins the Cliff Kelly Show tonight in the 5 o'clock hour to discuss the event in more detail. Again, the meeting is tonight at 6:30 at the Tuley Park Fieldhouse, located at 501 East 90th Place. That's a look at our news now on 1690 WVON. I'm Robin Lewis. Traffic and weather at the bottom of the hour.
Double chocolate, strawberry passion, mocha cappuccino. With right-size smoothies, losing weight never tasted so good, and the results can be life-changing.
I was seeing weight loss every day, 1 pound, 2 pounds, and I was like, okay, this really works. So I've lost a total of 132 pounds.
Thanks to right-size smoothies, I've lost 60 pounds.
I started out weighing 322 pounds. I currently weigh 225.
Right-size smoothies' hunger-smashing blend of high fiber and protein, combined with its low glycemic index, keeps you feeling full and satisfied with flavors so delicious, you'll think you're eating dessert. Right now, get 30 smoothies for just $10. Order now and we'll include our free blender bottle. Return the smoothies for a full refund and keep the blender bottle as our gift. For your 30 delicious right-size smoothies and blender bottle, a $50 value for only $10. Call 800-294-0475. 800-294-0475. 800-294-0475.
There's nothing like family, and we're celebrating family this Labor Day weekend at the All-State Tom Joyner Family Reunion with family fun and inspiration.
Our Sunday Gospel Explosion starts with a concert from the Motown Gospel Review hosted by James Fortune, featuring performances by Vashawn Mitchell, Tasha Cobbs, Kiera Sheard, Smokey Norfolk, and Anita Wilson. Then they're all going to be part of a panel, Living the Gospel, discussing how to live faithfully every day.
All weekend at the All-State Tom Joyner Family Reunion, enjoy 7 concerts, stay at a 4-star hotel, passes to Disney World, camps for the family, kids night out, and a huge family expo. It's all happening this Labor Day weekend. Go to blackamericaweb.com for details and call 407-248-9191 to reserve your package. It's summertime, and Western Avenue Nissan, located at 7410 Southwestern in Chicago, will be slashing prices on all new and used inventory. Call 773-776-8200 or visit WesternAVENissan.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage and $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-862-8376. That's 1-800-862-8376. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Termbusters at 1-800-862-8376 or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-862-8376. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
If you have Medicare and Medicaid in the greater Chicago area, Cigna Health Spring has good news. You have the right to choose a Medicare-Medicaid plan before one is chosen for you. Now is the time to learn how Cigna Health Spring Care Plan of Illinois can meet all your needs. You will keep all your Medicare benefits, all your Medicaid benefits, with prescription drug coverage, all in one plan at no cost to you. With Care Plan of Illinois, you will also get benefits like eyeglasses, hearing aids, dental coverage, gym membership, and rides to your doctor, all at no cost to you. With Cigna Health Spring, you get a team approach to care focused on preventative health. With more tools and resources, your doctors can spend more time with you. Remember, now is the time to choose your Medicare-Medicaid plan before one is chosen for you. Call now, 1-855-707-7158, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's 1-855-707-7158. Cigna Health Spring Care Plan of Illinois services Cook, DuPage, Kane, Lake, and Will counties. Limitations and restrictions may apply. For more information, call Cigna Health Spring Care Plan of Illinois Customer Service or read the Cigna Health Spring Care Plan of Illinois Member Handbook. Benefits, list of covered drugs, pharmacy, and provider networks may change from time to time throughout the year and on January 1 of each year.
Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton, Andre Michael Eglishan, and for Rev today. Definitely stick around, because at the bottom of the hour we're going to be joined by Reverend Michael A. Walren Jr., Senior Pastor of 1 Corinthians Baptist Church in Harlem and Director of the National Action Network's Ministry Division. Maybe he can help us to diagnose what spiritual maladies may be plaguing these folks who want to do something so non-productive and so damaging to the country as to try to drag the country through an impeachment proceeding over its first black president. Unbelievable. 877, and the man hasn't done anything. 877-532-5797. We're also going to talk about domestic violence today, a little bit later on in the program, based on Stephen Smith's remarks. Stephen A. Smith was quoted as saying that women shouldn't provoke men to hit them. Well, nobody should provoke anybody to hit them. But at the same time, you cannot excuse a man who puts his hand on a woman. I mean, it's just the bottom line. If you hit my sister, I'm going to be ready to deal with you. So, you know, these women guys, they have sisters, they have brothers, they have other family members who may not take kindly to you getting that rough with them, okay, where you feel like you got to slap them or punch them or whatever. You don't do that. You don't do it. I've been married for 30 years, and I'm proud to say that I've never laid a hand on my wife. Never. Ever. I haven't even shaken her at all. No, shake her. Let's take some phone calls. 877-532-5797. Let's go to line 7. Charlie, joining us from Yonkers, listening on 1190 WLIB. Charlie, your thoughts about this Do Nothing Congress?
Andre, thank you for taking my call. I think you do a good job filling in for the Reverend.
Thank you.
We all know that since this is a gospel station, I'm going to keep it real. We know the Reverend lives in the spirit of David. He defeats the giant. Now, these Republicans, they live in the spirit of the slave master. There's no other excuse for it. They don't have no type of decency. A spiritual man, the Reverend Martin Luther King said, don't tell the people that I tried, that I won the Nobel Peace Prize. Tell the people that I tried to beat the hungry. Look at what Obama is doing. He's fighting tooth and nail just to give the people food stamps. And these Republicans, they eat like pigs until they vomit at the table, and they won't get the little kids and old people food stamps. That's the same way the slave master did it. The slaves would work all day in the fields and come home, they would give them the guts of the home, the chitlins, and everything else that the slave master didn't want. So it's easy for me to understand this. I don't even get angry at them anymore. I pray for them because they can't control the spirit that they live in. Look in their eyes. I know what racism is. I lived in the South most of my life. And when President Kennedy went to Texas, I told my grandmother, I said, if he goes to Texas, he's dead. My grandmother swung at me. She said, everybody heard you say something that's stupid. Yeah, he was killed. But I was just kidding with her. Cause I used to, and she loved it. I mean, it's okay to fight. Yes, please get mad to fight in the legal way that Mr. Shelby is doing. Protest, march, do all you can do. But I understand these slave masters. And that's why they get so upset, because President Obama has the power to tell them what to do. And his wife is making sure our young people live long lives without that we suffer from. The diabetes, the different cancers, the blood disease, just teaching them how to eat right, how to exercise. And these Republicans, they want to make him look, they want him in a war to destroy his legacy. Martin Luther King said, study war no more. Everything that the pastor, Reverend Sharp, and our President Obama is doing is all based on the preachings of Martin Luther King, and they despise him.
We appreciate that call, Charlie. To the mouthful. You know, folks, are we going to sit by and watch these folks, rather than prefer to lead, continue to obstruct this president and obstruct governing and try to destroy the federal government and for allowing them government as well? We need a government, else you're going to have anarchy and chaos. I don't think this government is so intrusive on people's lives as to warrant the impeachment of the president and spending millions of dollars on some frivolous lawsuit against President. Now, you prefer to do that. That of all the things they could be doing, but they're not doing anything right now, make your life better. Of all the things they could be doing, this is what you pick to sue the president? Come on, 877-532. We're going to vote in November, make no mistake about it. And we'll remember this, 877-532-797. This is line 8, Alice in Irvington, New Jersey. WLIB. Alice, thank you so much. You're on. Go.
Good afternoon, and thank you so very much for taking my call. Constantly I hear us talk about President Obama. I even hear, they're so racist with their nonsense.
You need to turn the radio down in the background because we're hearing the feedback loop. And just listen to because we definitely want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. They're so racist toward President Obama. You don't even have the respect of your they've
They're
collected
getting
a
a 5-week vacation, Alice. They're going on vacation for 5 weeks, and we're paying for it.
Is collecting a salary, and you have not done any work. If you were in private industry or on any job, you would be fired. Because you haven't performed the duties you were hired to perform. What is it that these people are allowed to continue to sit here? And I marvel that the folks that keep putting them in office are in some of the poorest states in the country. And these programs that they're cutting are hurting them. Yet they continue to put them back in office.
Well, we have something to say about that, Alice, and we're going to say it loud and clear during the midterm elections in November. Thank you for that call, Alice. 877-532-5797. Again, 877-532-5797. That's the number to speak out. They claim they're mad at President Obama because of the delay in the Affordable Care Act's employer mandate. Now check this out. This doesn't make any sense. You know, if I remember correctly, the House Republicans, they wanted to do away with that whole provision. Now, the president delayed it for a whole year so that he can have time to listen to these Republicans, so he can have time to weigh what they are saying, and maybe bring some of their proposals to the table. And now you want to impeach him for trying to listen to you. I swear. It's crazy, man. It reminds me of the episode of Roots I was watching last night. There was nothing Chicken George's children could do to please the folks in his town. Nothing. And everything they try to do, they just body slam them. 877-532-5797. I am hearing the music, so that means we got to take a break. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to be joined by Reverend Michael A. Walren Jr., the senior pastor of 1 Corinthians Baptist Church in Harlem and director of the National Action Network Ministries Division. I'm going to ask him, what's wrong with these folks? Is it spiritual? Could it be? Maybe there might be, I don't know. 877-532-5797. Quick break, right back with more.
This segment brought to you by Universal Pictures. Get on up from the director of The Help. Get on up, the story of James Brown in theaters August 1st, directed by PICT.
From the director of The Help.
What exactly do you call your music?
I call it James Brown music. But it's so far ahead of its time. Here we go. Baby, baby, baby.
This Friday. Man, genius. He's taking over.
Mr. Brown, what's it mean when you lift your shoulder?
Get on up. The story of James Brown. Directed by Tate Taylor. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters Friday. Enjoy more of the movies and music you love with Xfinity. Available in select markets. It's the weekend in September, the 12th through the 14th. Mesopolis, Central State University versus the Solid University. It is the first Division I HBCU football game to be held outside the U.S. since the 70s.
An HBCU football game in the Bahamas? I'm going. Battle of the Bands?
What? I'm going.
A live tailgate concert and a step show. 3 days, 2 nights. I'm going. I'm telling all my homies. I'm going.
3 days, 2 nights of a party weekend in the Bahamas. Now go to HBCUXClassic.com.
Hello, everybody. Alan Thicke here. You know, it takes money to run a country. Your money. And that's why if you owe back taxes, the IRS might garnish your wages. They could levy your bank account, come after your home or business. But truth is, they'd rather settle for less than bother you more. So, they have this brilliant program to help if you're behind on your taxes. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative. They're offering this to help you solve your tax problem once and for all. You could qualify for a settlement that's substantially less than before these changes. Nobody knows these tax relief programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Their attorneys and agents will work to get you the best possible tax settlement. And they're fully accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-395-7366. That's 800-395-7366. 800-395-7366. WVON, traffic and weather, now.
Traveling on the Ryan, tight coming in right now between Stevenson and the Circle Interchange, 20 minutes from 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, the off-ramp is closed. Inbound at 130th Street. Westbound 30th Street is closed due to an earlier rollover tractor trailer. Meanwhile, traveling on the Ike, tight going out right now, Holman to Des Plaines. That's 26 minutes, Post Office to Manheim. Kennedy's tight going out between Irving Park and all the way to Sayre. It is in about a half an hour getting out to the airport. Express lanes tight too from Keeler to the Edens Expressway. Edens going out is tight from Montrose to Toohey. Some light bulb changers taking place there. It's about a half an hour between Montrose and Lake Cook and Lakeshore Drive. You're on the brakes. Southbound at the Stevenson Expressway, and that's much to do with that left lane being closed on the exit ramp to outbound Stevenson again till 5 o'clock on Thursday. Chicago area weather. We are looking at a mix of sun and clouds today. Scattered thunderstorms are possible. 76 for a high. Well, we surpassed that. It's 78 in Roseland, 77 in Wheaton, and 69 in McCormick Place. That's a look at traffic and weather now. I'm Robert Lewis on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. WVON welcomes Advocate Trinity Hospital to the 3:30 Focus. Every Wednesday at 3:30, our own Cliff Kelly will host a conversation.
Oh shit! Man, they got you all fucked up out here. Man, you been getting me killed. Coming up over here. Do we still have a Bud Billiken parade? We still have a Bud Billiken parade out here? Yeah. It comes down King Drive.
rather than trying to govern, they're actually running around talking about trying to impeach the president, wanting to sue the president, and all kinds of stuff. I mean, come on, man. I mean, we have got to go to the polls come November and vote, because the constant obstruction and the dysfunction of this government, particularly with how the American people are still under the gun, trying to just survive in this economy. And they're not doing anything at all to try to help this president. Anything at all. They passed no significant legislation that will help the American people. Only thing